So the next tool I want to talk about is a martingale collar. I've talked about them a couple of times, but I want to explain the kind that I like. The kind of martingale collars I like are the kinds without buckles. If you have a martingale collar that buckles, you're introducing a level of failure. This has no level of failure as long as the dog has not chewed on it, so always double check that there's no chewing spots. The reason I like martingale collars, let me go grab James. All right, we got James here. Say hi, James. Be a good boy. All right, so I got James. I'm going to hold him in all the wrong ways. Don't hold your dog like this, okay? Good job. Martingale collar on, James, right? You're going to slip it up over those ears, and it should be kind of snug to get on, okay? Once your martingale collar is on, you're going to slide it up high. It should sit right here below the jaw. It should not come down on the neck. It must stay here for it to be effective. Down here is hurting your dog. Up here is keeping good management, all right? When you pull a martingale collar tight behind the ears, I'll be damned, it's perfectly sized. Oh, that couldn't have worked out any better. I swear I didn't plan that. Anyways, you want a 3-finger gap between these two metal pieces. On his back here, we want a 3-finger gap, all right? If these two metal pieces are touching, your collar is sized too large. If you can't even pull it and it sits like this, it's too tight. So you want to make sure that it's loose enough that it can tighten and release, okay? Now what happens is if your dog is going and is trying to slip out and bail, this is going to tighten so that your dog cannot escape. Now, I showed you how to get it on. Martingale collars can be tricky to get off. Some dogs swell, so for some dogs I do recommend that you get them sized after a walk when they're already kind of swollen and worked up. To get a martingale collar off, we want fingers facing us, thumbs up. Thumbs go on the ears, okay, and you're going to pinch those ears in, and you're going to rotate your wrist, boop, and it should slip right off the top, okay? Thank you, James. You were an excellent demo dog. That's a martingale collar. I call it my Houdini-proof collar. It is my ultimate backup collar, okay? Good, Miss Michelle. I'm glad you got one. It's much safer to have a martingale collar on. Martingale collars, again, just like tethers, never left on your dog without supervision. A dog can get hung up, right? This is not, there are some cases where dogs have been playing on martingale collars and a tooth has gotten hung up. So if they're playing with another dog and you see them biting at the collar, take the collar off or stop the play. Because there are cases where the dog has gotten their canine stuck in their friend's collar and choked each other out. So be very careful when you're letting two dogs play with martingale collars on, and never leave it unattended, okay? Yeah, Miss Susan knows when you slap one of these on and it actually sits where it's supposed to, the leverage game flips, especially when you pair it with a short leash. Oh, it's perfect. Again, just like with a gentle leader, never with a long leash. I don't like long leashes on these tools because if your dog does get to the end of that leash, because we are just humans, it's gonna hurt them. What do you got to say, Miss Sammy? How many collar communicates? Yes, that's what it does. It communicates. Absolutely. It's a great communication tool. They learn the ebb and the flow. Now be very careful when using martingale collars that we're not sitting up here like this. We gotta relax. You gotta learn to trust your tools, all right? I'm glad you're able to control her better, Miss Susan. That's good.